Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making a delicious crispy pork belly in the air fryer. It's super easy, but there are a couple steps before actually air frying it. So let's get started. So for the ingredients, you're gonna need some pork belly, and this is about 2 pounds. And then we have our salt and pepper. So the ingredients are very, very basic. It's the process that I'm gonna show you how to do. So let's get started with cooking our pork belly. So we're gonna grab our pork belly, and before you do anything, we need to boil this bad boy. So we're going to fill her upper with some water, okay? Let up to about there. And we're going to put it on, medium-high heat, and then we're gonna boil this for 20 minutes, okay? The heat's already on. And we're just gonna grab our lid and not close it all the way. Okay, so now that we've pulled it out of the water, you want to make sure that you fully dry the pork belly, because it's the only way that it's gonna crisp up. So you wanna make sure that all the moisture is completely out. Now that our pork belly is out, we are going to start cutting it, and I know, don't judge my knife, but you're just gonna cut it into, however big of strips you want. Okay, so here I am cutting the pork belly into smaller pieces, but if you want, you can totally leave them just about this size here. What this will do is give you a pork belly that is more meaty and not as crispy. These will literally turn into like little chicharrones, like little pork rinds. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going for. And I'm just gonna finish chopping all this up before we throw it in. Okay, so here we have our chopped up little pork belly. I have the bigger pieces over here, and I'll do that after. So now we're just gonna go ahead and salt and pepper this to my liking, and then we're gonna throw it in the air fryer. We are gonna go ahead and place all these little guys in here. Now we're gonna play Tetris. Just make sure they're not really piled on top of each other so that it crisps on all sides, because that's the best part, is getting the crispiest pieces. Now we are going to I'm gonna heat that up at 400. I'll show you where we're at in 10 minutes. Okay, so let's check up on our pork belly. Look at that deliciousness. Okay, so now we're just gonna place all of our little pork bellies. This is our first batch, and these will definitely crisp up as they cool. It's just like bacon, once it cools off, it definitely crisps up more. And now we're gonna put in our second batch. Now, on this batch, I wanna see how these turn out. And we're throwing in these big pork bellies. Okay guys, so now let's make our honey mustard. This is so simple. You're gonna be like, OMG, I can't even believe I didn't know how to make this before. So we have our tablespoon of mayo. We have a teaspoon of sweetener. We're gonna grab 2 teaspoons of mustard, and this is the brown mustard, or like Dijon mustard, and we're gonna do 2 teaspoons. Okay, and then we're gonna do a little 1/4 teaspoon of lime. And if you don't have the lime, your dressing is still gonna taste good. So if you don't have it, you can still make this. Okay, so now let's mix it all together. And if you love honey mustard, go try this out, and now you all of a sudden have a low-carb, keto-friendly version. Yep, that's simple. If you guys like it with chicken or whatever, you guys can always make this recipe with, any meat that you typically eat it with. But we're all done with our honey mustard. That took less than 1 minute to make from start to finish. And we're also going to be making our spicy mayo, but I definitely want to give this a little taste test. Okay, so before we do the taste test, let's finish up on our second sauce, because this is super simple as well. So honey mustard and spicy We have our spicy mayo. That's about right. And we'll just mix it with this little guy because I'm gonna go get another spoon. This is just our mayo with sriracha. You can buy your, you know, your brand of choice. This is just what I found at Wally. And let's make sure. Perfection. Okay, so I took out the big pieces. We cooked it for the same amount of time, and this is what it looks like. They're nice and crispy. Of course, the little ones are, you know, they're like a little crispier because they're tiny, but these are nice and crispy as well. And these were flipped over at the halfway point. So about a little less than 10 minutes, I flipped these over. And so I wanted them crispy on, you know, just to make sure that they're crispy because these are big pieces, right? So you want to make sure. But yeah, they're perfect. I'm so happy with the way they turned out. They're like little pieces of chicharron. So trust me, you can't go wrong with this. And with the dips, I mean, all you need on the side is like a little salad. If you like hook up a bomb salad, then you can just add your little pork belly onto it. Or you can make some cauli rice and then like your veggies, and then this will be your meat. I mean, there's so many options. So it's really just up to you what you want to do with it. But this is another pork belly recipe that I really like, and I know that you guys are going to enjoy as well. So now for my favorite part, let's do the taste test. Okay, we're going to do, let's see, we'll try both. Here we have one of the big pieces. And of course, you know my sauces. It's the honey mustard here. And then we have the spicy mayo. So we'll do the honey mustard. I thought about doing like something more light, but you just need to go creamy. That's where it's at. Yeah, this is good. This is so good. For sure. You guys have to try this. So this is sweet. And then this one here is the little spicy life. So if you're about that spicy life, you know me. I like to enjoy my food. I don't like spicy, like habanero spicy, where it's just gonna burn my mouth and it's gonna be on fire. I like to, you know, so this here, it's like the creaminess of the mayo with a little sriracha. I don't even know which one I like more. I would say make them both. If you're gonna make like a little platter like this, so you can, you know, go between the two. I like variety, personally. So I would say both, but guys, this is where it's at right here. Super low in carb. If you're really trying to stick to your macros, pork belly is perfect. It has all the fattiness, still getting that protein in, and it's gonna keep you full for hours. So I would say make this, make it anytime, but this is like a great thing to like have on the weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to snack a lot more on the weekends. So when you're having something like more fatty, you're gonna have smaller amounts of it, like if you're snacking, and it's gonna keep you full for longer. So let's say, you know, anyway, I'm not gonna get into like macros and stuff like that, but pork belly is definitely a great snack to have while you're sticking to a low carb ketogenic diet. So I absolutely love this. I know you're gonna love it too, so make sure that you guys give this recipe a try. Of course, tag me on your story so that I can share your recreations with everyone on my stories as well. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys love it, and I will see you on my next video. Love you guys. Mwah.